Hello, hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to the monthly journaling club. My name is Kelsey Lee if you are new, and I'm so excited to journal with you this evening at the start of a brand new year. It looks like the sound is working on my end, but let me know in the live chat if you can hear me okay and see the journal okay, as we get journaling together. Yeah, who's ready? Hello, howdy. Hi, Bree. Hi, Kim. Welcome. JJ. And we have Stormers. You're gonna have to remind me of your actual name. If you guys have a username that isn't your actual name and want to share that, just say it in your comment. We have Stephen Smith. We've got Jamie. Hi, Sarah. Okay, good. Sound is good. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Oh, it's a bit quiet. Let me know if it's quiet for you guys. Maybe try turning up your own volume if it feels a little quiet as well. Hi, Phyllis. April, yes, I knew that. I had the A name in my head. Holly, hello. Hi, Debbie. For your first live. That's so very exciting. Welcome. I just published earlier, or not, I guess it was yesterday. It was not earlier today. It was yesterday. A new video all about monthly journaling. So some of you may be joining us from having seen that video. But I am just delighted to be wrapping up 2025 with you all. I know it technically is already over, but it's not over until it's documented in the journals. So that is what we're going to be doing today. And then that is going to be a wrap on 2025. If you have been with me since the start of 2025 and documenting alongside me, a huge congratulations. I just feel like you deserve a round of applause. You have done it, or at least you're about to do it. You're going to have documented an entire year in your journal, an entire year of memories. That is such a gift that you are giving yourself, giving, family and future generations. It's just amazing. So welcome. Kim is also here for their first live. We have A. Cunning, Deb, Dawn. Yay, and you already have some photos and stickers printed out. Awesome, and you're backing up to August and already on November. Congratulations. Yeah, I know there are some people who maybe just discovered the monthly journal practice more recently and are trying to document 2025 and catch up, which is amazing. And some of you are just going to be watching to get a sense of what monthly journaling is to then start with us in 2026 to document January, which of course we'll be doing at the end of this month. I have my trusty water bottle. That's my drink of choice tonight. Trying to get a little bit more hydrated. But let me know if you've got a nice cup of tea. That's what I'm going to have tomorrow for our launch party. If you weren't aware, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, so that is January 3rd, Saturday, we are doing our launch party for the monthly journaling club for 2026. Basically, it's just like coming together and setting up our opening spreads is usually what I like to do. So if we go all the way back to the start of 2025, we set up this entry to kickstart the new year, and that's what we'll be doing together for 2026. And I haven't read yet my letters to myself in 2026. I'm a little scared because I know I wrote something to myself about my big goal writing, and spoiler alert, did not happen this year again. So we'll see what we're going to do about that in 2026. But other things have happened. I talked about that in my video about how sometimes we can get really down on ourselves at the end of a year because we didn't complete one big goal or one, just important thing that we thought we wanted to do and just didn't get done. But what's beautiful about monthly journaling is you're able to show yourself that even though maybe you didn't do that thing, you're able to see small incremental progress towards it, perhaps, and you're able to see alongside it living life, right? These pages are so full because it's not that, oh, I just didn't do that thing. I just wasn't writing. I was doing a lot of other things. There was a lot that happened this year, a lot of directions that I was pulled in, a lot of other good habits and progress that was made. And so by monthly journaling, I'm able to focus on what did happen instead of what didn't happen. So is this instead of what didn't happen? Is the sound working, not working great for some of you? It seems like Steve is saying that as well. It sounds like it's working okay on my end. Working great for some of you? Okay, see, I'm just testing it. It seems like it's working well on my end. See, and some are saying it's quiet, so I'm not sure why that is. Okay, well, we're just going to keep going, and hopefully, if your sound is a bit low, maybe you could try turning up your volume. I'll try talking a bit louder as well. It might just be something weird about YouTube right now. I'm not sure. Hello, Karen, tuning in from Detroit, Michigan. Sarah has a chai green tea. Okay. So anyways, I was just saying that by monthly journaling, right, I'm able to see all of these things that I am doing and able to get done. So I'm just going to give you a quick little flip through of everything that we've done together. And then we are going to jump into journaling December. Hi, Phyllis. Yeah, so we are journaling December today because we're looking back on the previous month. Obviously, January has not happened yet, except for 2 days. So I don't have all my memories yet to document. So that is why the monthly journaling club, we always get together at the end of a month. So basically in the first week of a new month to document the previous month. And that is what we're going to do today with December. And this is our last bucket list, which is available on my Patreon along with all of the other bucket lists, right? So now we have an entire year of bucket lists that you can print out and use in your own journaling. And the great thing about these bucket lists, which we've been using throughout the entire year, there is one for every single month. The great thing is that they are not, what is the word? They're not year specific, right? So they're evergreen. You can use them again in 2026, especially if you weren't using them with us this last year. You may want to print them out and use them to inspire you for this next year of 2026. And perhaps if you have been using them and journaling alongside us, you may want to try and check off some of the items you didn't check off this last year. So I have these printed and I'm going to be using those. I have a ton of photos, goodness gracious, so many photos for this month, you know, with all of the holidays and get-togethers and events. It's just so much. And actually, I did the math earlier today when I was writing down my notes for what to journal about. I was counting up the number of social events that Ben and I, or just I guess some of them he was not part of because a lot of them were work events for like retirement parties, and we have a ridiculous amount of holiday parties at my work. It's like the last week before the break is just like one giant party with all different offices having parties, which is nice. But I did the math and I literally had 20 social gatherings of some kind, the majority of which were like actual legitimate parties in the month of December. So Like, I had multiple days where I had like 2 parties. It was crazy. It was a crazy month. It was definitely the most socializing I feel like I've done in a month at one time. And you all know, if you've been with me for a while, that, Ben and I are definitely have pretty busy social calendars. We do a lot of activities with friends and family. But this was a new level for me. And so I definitely today I had a day to myself. Ben went away hunting, and I just sat in my chair with the dog and read a book, and it was so nice. The introvert in me was like, oh my goodness, I cannot people anymore. I just need a few days at home with my books and my journals and no people. As much as I love them and as much as I had fun doing all of these activities, I definitely need a break. Um, so let me know if you had a similar experience in December. Was it a very jam-packed month for you? Did you have a lot going on? Or perhaps it was a quieter time for you and you were able to just kind of enjoy the holidays, have a little bit more peace and quiet. So I'm just going to try and arrange some of these photos, and I did print them out on a glossier paper this time around, so if there is some glare as we're journaling, I do apologize. He did not get a deer today. He got 2 at the start of archery, or not archery. I don't know why I said that. He doesn't even do archery. The start of like rifle season. It's now flintlock season in Pennsylvania, which is definitely a little bit harder. And so he saw a buck, but wasn't able to get it today. So he'll go out again and try tomorrow. Sarah had a nice calm December. Hello, Kathy, joining us from Colorado. And we have somebody from Norway. Okay, so let's see here. Try and put these together. This is New Year's Eve. We went to 2 parties on New Year's Eve. So again, like I said, just a ridiculous amount of socializing with multiple parties in one day, because we had a bunch of friends who have kids who invited us to a party at their house, a new home. They built this fireplace, which is why I have that picture. And so that one was scheduled from 3 to 7 p.m. And so that basically like people could get their kids to bed. And then we had a more real, what I consider a real New Year's Eve party, where we then got together with friends who also had some kids, but they actually stayed up quite a bit later because they stayed up till midnight with us. And we did karaoke, which was surprisingly so fun. So I have these 2 photos of us all singing karaoke together. So I like to try to organize my photos when possible, not always. But I like the idea of things that happen towards the beginning of the month being on the left-hand side, and then working my way down to things that happen at the end of the month, just because, I don't know, I like that visual picture of the month evolving. But the whole nice thing about this style of journaling is that you don't have to organize it in any specific way. It's just, a picture of your month all over the page. And then we have, so that's a Christmas party. Ben's Nana is 93 as of December, so we celebrated her. And then we did get some snow in December, which was really nice. Of course, the snow melted right before Christmas, and then we did not have a white Christmas, and then it snowed again right after Christmas. But c'est la vie, whatever. It's okay, because we still got snow in December around Christmas, and I will be grateful for that. This goes together. We did make candles again this year. That has become a little tradition with some of our friends. So these are all of the candles that we made. We made so many. I think I made maybe like 6 of them and gifted them to a bunch of friends and family, and also kept a few. I actually shared in my most recent journal with me video, where I think it's like cozy journaling, where I'm travel journaling. I talk about these new acrylic markers that I got from Artix, which I love. And I share little clips of some of these candles because I actually used those markers to draw and paint on the outside of these candles to do some fun designs. So that was a really fun evening. And then you will notice that I did already put a few things down on the page in this corner. And basically, this was just some stickers and labels from things that I was saving and knew I wanted to put into my journal. But I decided to just put them in immediately and not wait, just to get them down on the page, because some of them, like this was a sticker, already had a sticky back, so I figured it was easiest just to already put it in. So I have, this, we got some bubble tea after a day of doing some unexpected errands. Ben kind of ended up taking me all over the place doing errands that I did not plan on, and so then he treated me to a bubble tea as a thank you for bearing with him. And then Sam Adams, the beer company, has a beer called Old Fezziwig, which is Ben's favorite during the Christmas season because we love A Christmas Carol so very much. And Old Fezziwig is from A Christmas Carol. So I put a label from that in here. These cookies, these Chessman butter cookies from Pepperidge Farm, are my absolute favorites. And I love buying them at this time of year because they have the holiday exclusive where they all have little Christmas symbols on them. So, highly recommend if you've never had them. They're so good. And then I treated myself to an early Christmas gift on Black Friday to this tea kettle that I've been wanting for a long time because I had this flowering tea, but no like nice glass container to have it bloom in. So I wanted this tea kettle, and I wanted one with a warmer where you can light a little tea light candle in here. And I wasn't very confident that it would actually keep the tea hot, but I've been very pleasantly surprised that this does keep it super hot. Like it just came off the kettle, just with a little tea light. And so I can make myself some tea and have it at my desk, and it doesn't get cold because I just have it on the warmer and I can just keep pouring myself new cups. It's been a game changer. I'm obsessed with it. And this picture also has a new teacup that I thrifted just earlier this week. And I don't know if you can, probably can't tell in the photo, but it says a cup of Christmas tea on the inside, and it's just so darling. So I was really happy with that find. And so that is going to go here because I have a little sticker. It's hard to see with the glare. And this is just a label from one of the blooming teas. This one's called Shooting Star, and it's jasmine, marigold, and green tea. So we'll have that on here. And then otherwise, yeah, it's just all of my photos. And then I did save somewhere, though I lost it already. We'll see if I can find it again. We went to see A Christmas Carol at our local high school's theater. They were putting it on, and it was a fun thing to do. No shade thrown at our local high school, but it was not the best performance of A Christmas Carol I've ever seen. It was a little disappointing. I don't think the kids fully understood like what exactly they were saying in like the old English. But it was a fun time nonetheless. And a tradition for Ben and me is that we always find some way to interact with A Christmas Carol every year. Sometimes we read it aloud together, sometimes we listen to the audiobook, sometimes we watch one of the adaptations. And this year, the way that we interacted with it was by going to see A Christmas Carol at the local high school. So we'll see which way we interact with it next year. Let me just catch up in the chat here. Yes, monthly journaling definitely motivates me to take more photos too. It's a huge blessing in that regard because you're just thinking more about the fact that you're going to be documenting. And so then you want to have things to document. So you actually force yourselves to say, hey, why don't we get a group photo when you're out with friends, or you think, oh, this is a really pretty, look at my teapot. I'll take a picture so that I can put it in my journal later. So that is really, really nice about monthly journaling. Portable printers. What are my thoughts on them? Well, I like them. I will say I don't have currently any super portable printers. Like I don't have any of like the little handheld like Sprockets or Ivies. I just don't because I am not often journaling super on the go. So just having a Canon Selfie, which sits on your desk, has worked for me in the past. Mine broke down maybe like 2 years ago, and then I switched to the Epson EcoTank, which is my at-home printer. And that is, I know somebody asked in the chat what I printed my photos on. I printed it on the Epson EcoTank, and I did notice that the quality is really good this time. And you know what I think it is? Other than like glossy paper seems to always have really strong quality compared to using other papers. But I think the other difference is that I used Epson photo paper for the first time. And so the settings for an Epson printer to use Epson photo paper is probably just like so it locks sync with each other that it prints super high quality. So that might be something to consider, if your printer brand has its own photo paper, maybe try using that. And yeah, I was really impressed when I printed these off by the quality. So that is what I used, my Epson EcoTank and Epson photo paper. Where did I put it? I just had it right here. Well, I lost it in that short amount of time. I was going to show it to you, but I can't find it. That's the problem. I feel like glued to my desk and can't find anything ever. All right, so yeah, I have heard good things about the Canon IV, and I do, like I said, I liked the Canon Selfie a lot, so I might consider getting one because it would be nice to have a little printer. The other one that I have is the Lian Pixcut photo printer, which I find works really, really well. And actually, I just printed off some of my stickers on the Lian photo printer. And the Pixcut one not only prints out your photos, but it also can cut out your photos and stickers. And so I have here, for example, I just shared our 2026 freebie as part of my most recent video. And obviously it's a glossier sticker paper, so that is something to be aware of, but it literally cuts it out for you. So this now is a full-on sticker for 2026. So I'm going to be using that. I don't know if I'm going to use it in my monthly journal or maybe in my common planner instead, but it has a nice life is worth documenting. And then you also have some month headers here as well. So that is our freebie. And then I printed out, I'm very excited. I know I announced this as well in my most recent video, that for 2026, and I'll talk about this more tomorrow for our launch party, we're going to be doing bingo You know, this last year, 2025, we did the bucket list, which was so fun. And this year for 2026, we're going to play bingo. And so I have these bingo boards with all kinds of just like fun things that hopefully are also relatively easy, that you can check off a lot of these items pretty easily without, you know, a whole ton of effort. And then there's these little dot stickers as well. And look, see how nicely it cut out using the Leanne Pix cut. And then if you want, you can use these to literally check off your items and play bingo. So if you go to the gym, you can put one on go to the gym and fill it out that way, and then see if you can get 5 in a row for bingo. Or you could also just color them in if you want to still be able to read what's underneath. You know, you can use them however you like. But that is what we're going to be doing in 2026. I'll be releasing one a month. I just designed February a while, in part because I was really excited about the bingo boards, and in part because I wanted to show you kind of what they're going to be looking like. And you might be able to tell that the color palette is actually going to match the monthly sticker kits that we created in 2024. So this is January's, just one of the sticker sheets. There are 3 sheets in every single kit. And this is the one for January. Obviously, I already used quite a few of the stickers, but then you can see the color palette matches. So then you can use these and the new bingo boards and just have all the documenting fun. And when you become a patron, you get access to all of them, like everything. So it is a great deal. These ones will be on my lowest paid tier, the Abiding Love tier. So you can get access to these for not too much at all. The monthly kits are available on the Abiding Hope tier and up. And I hope that you guys will have a ton of fun using those. I am currently running a discount for new members, where you can get 20% off your first month with the code FIRSTMONTH20. And I'm also offering annual memberships for a limited time. I'm only going to be offering them up until the end of January, and I'm only offering the current discount of 25% off, which is like the best I can possibly offer, until the end of this week. I think it ends on January 8th. So it's not really the end of this week. It's 7 days from the time of my last video. So the point is, if you want to join for an annual membership, now is the time. So definitely go and check that out and learn more if you want access to all of the stickers that I shared. But we are going to be focused on getting December documented. It's already partly underway. I have one final header left. We've been using these diagonal ones, also available on my Patreon. This is part of the month's printable sticker collection, and we've been having fun using these as our headers this year. So we can go ahead and cut out our final one for the year. It's so hard to believe. I cannot. 2025, I don't know where it went. I know we all kind of say that every year, like, oh, time goes by so fast, and where did the year go? But this year especially, I just felt like I was in a whirlwind. It just went by so fast. I can't scroll. I'm trying to scroll to see your comments. Bree, you had no snow and it was 58 degrees in Montana. That's unlike Montana. But it's good you have a photo to document it. It was 70 in Raleigh. Tika, 49,000 photos on my phone. Yeah, I don't even know how many I have, but I did just get a notification earlier today that my iCloud storage is almost full, so I have to do some deleting. But I've been filming on my phone in the last year as well, and so I just have to remember to delete a bunch of video that I take. Yes, I heard about the snow in Syracuse and central New York. That is just crazy how much snow you guys have gotten. I hope that everybody is okay and doing well despite the crazy snow. Oh, that's a good idea, to use stamps on your bingo boards so that you can still see the item. So that's a great idea as well. If you use the sticker paper for the Leanne Pixcut, it is a glossier sticker paper, so keep that in mind with the bingo boards. You may want to print them out on just normal computer paper or on a matte sticker paper, just to make it easier if you want to color them in or if you want to use stamps like that great suggestion. Oh, I'm so happy, Deb, that you were able to upgrade with the discount code. And yeah, you got access to all of the stickers. And there's also a bunch of exclusive videos on the Abiding Hope tier as well. So definitely unlocks a ton when you join. That's so cute. It was like Christmas all over again. Okay, am I at the bottom? Yes. All right, let's see. I think I'm probably going to need to do a tip-in of some kind because it's a little overwhelming how many photos I have. I think I might want to use one of my new stickers from the washi tape shop because I got a ton of really great Christmas stickers from them that I shared in my journaling gift guide. If you haven't seen that video yet, definitely a lot of great ideas. If you have some gift cards, you know, maybe that you need to use for like Amazon and the like that you got for Christmas and the holidays, definitely check it out because there were so many fun things that I shared in that video, and one of them was all of these great washi tapes. So what I'm thinking is that maybe we'll put, you know, like the Christmas tree over here. And I'm gonna, what do I want to do? I think what I'm gonna do, maybe I'm gonna cut off the star because I don't have a star on my tree, I have an angel, and that is important for this year because it's my first time having the angel, which was my family Christmas tree topper growing up. Ever since I can remember, like literally since I was a little girl, we've had this angel on the top of our tree. And I just have always loved looking at that angel at Christmas time. You know, it's actually kind of funny in, you know, the silence of the night. I would just kind of go out there and sit by the tree. But the angel, it's really cool. It's a very old vintage angel. It probably would cost a fortune today. But it lights up and is animatronic, so the wings and the arms kind of move back and forth like this. But because it's so old, you can like hear it whirring, so it's just kind of like the whole time, which, you know, isn't, I guess, the most pleasing sound, but I just would always kind of sit out in the living room and just listen to it whir and look at the lights. So I have fond memories of my Christmas angel. But my dad is moving, which I'll be documenting in January. I already took a photo of the house that I plan to use. And he's moving out of our childhood home, or my childhood home, and then into an apartment with my brother. They're downsizing, which, you know, is definitely some bittersweetness to it. But he kind of has decided that he's not really going to do a Christmas tree, at least not at that size anymore. So he gave me the angel this year for me to have. And so it will be now on my tree going forward. So it's just a special thing to have it this year. Oh, congratulations. You just became a grandma. Twin grandsons. That's amazing. Congratulations. I wonder, you know, it would be asking too much. Oh, yes, like this maybe. I was going to say it's probably asking too much to have an angel sticker because I don't really want to draw an angel. That feels hard. Let's see. I mean, this one's kind of an angel, but I think it's too big. Yeah, she's too big. It doesn't work. I think what I might do is just do like a very rudimentary illustration of an angel. We'll use gold, of course. That was a little bit stronger than I thought it was going to be, but that works. Our little angel tree topper. I'm trying to bring you closer. So there she is. Just a rough sketch to get the idea. But then I'll put my picture of our living room right by it, with the picture of the tree, and then we have our fireplace, and Jean Girl is right there. She's currently in the room sleeping on the daybed as always. But I love this picture of our cozy living room at Christmas time. I did a little tour of the home in, I think, in that cozy journaling video as well, but then I did a little bit deeper of a tour on the Abiding Faith tier on my Patreon because I kind of went through the ornaments on my tree and talked about them for a Faith Friday post. I've been doing more like video posts on there, which has been fun. And I'm realizing it's Friday and I haven't done a post today. So I think this is going to be one of those weeks where it's a Sunday post because I have so much going on. Oh, thank you. I love my little angel. Ooh, you're doing your word of the year. That's awesome. I have not I've not done anything for 2026 yet, and I feel a little overwhelmed by it. And to be honest, part of that overwhelm is like my own pressure that I put on myself about the fact that I have a YouTube channel devoted to journaling, and I should be the kind of person who is publishing that content in November so that it inspires other people, you know, so that they can use it, you know, as ideas and inspiration for their own entries. But I just find every year I just get too behind and overwhelmed by the idea of setting up 2026 that early. And then it ends up being, you know, much later than I would like it to be and already in the new year. So you'll be seeing some videos from me setting up my 2026 along the lines of it's not too late. You can still set up even if you feel behind like me. It is all good. The glue that I use is the Tombow Mono Liquid Glue Multi XL. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront if you're interested. Actually, one of my subscribers, I think it was Stephanie, I could be wrong, sent this to me and was like, hey, I've been using this glue and it seems to work really well, because before she sent that to me, I was struggling so much with getting my tape runners, which is what I used previously, to stick in this journal. And this glue works so well. And the journal, by the way, if you're curious and looking for a journal for monthly journaling, is a Dingbats B5. Thank you guys. I appreciate your encouragement about feeling behind. Hey, there's nothing wrong with whatever glue stick you have. Purple Elmer's is totally okay as well. As long as it's getting it to stick to the page, that's what matters. Oh, I'm so glad you finished up December already and are working on a best of 2025. Just looking at all your comments. Yay, glad you're going to be starting a monthly journal. Yeah, I definitely, you know, I have kind of this desire every new year to be like, oh, maybe I'm going to try to go back to still doing my monthly, but try doing some daily again too. And then the new year comes and I'm like, who are you kidding? There is no way that you're going to be able to fit that in. Yes, that is right. We are not behind. We have a whole year ahead of us, and so it is all good. I just like to, you know, maybe next year I will share setups and things like that well in advance so that it could be a little bit more inspiring for people who are starting to then set up their entries. Got candle making. This is Christmas. Try and put, this is coworkers because we had so many retirements happen this year. This is thrifting, books, put my hot chocolate, Christmas. All right. This should go over here too. I'm thinking I have a little note downstairs, and of course I forgot to bring it up. It doesn't really matter because I'm pretty sure it would fit in like a little envelope like what I have here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this size would work. On Christmas Day, we had our neighbors join us for our Christmas dinner, and we just had such a lovely time. They're like the sweetest elderly couple. We share a driveway with them, and I've asked them a few times to join us for holidays, and they've kind of always said no. And it makes me sad because they don't really, as far as I'm aware, have like a ton of family, and they I don't think have kids. I honestly, yeah, I'm not positive, but they've never talked about children. And we haven't asked. So that's them. They're in the back. But they said yes to coming over for Christmas this year, and so we got to have such a nice time with them. Ben's parents were there, of course. My dad and brother, unfortunately, were ill and not feeling well, so they weren't able to come. But what I'm thinking is maybe I could put like this envelope down, and then I can stick a note, which is the point of this conversation, that Sharon, my neighbor, wrote to us saying thank you for having them over and like what a nice time they had. And I would like to keep that note. So I was thinking I could put that in here, and then I can decorate over top of it. So let's just glue this down. Yes, that is very true. If you get just a few days behind in daily journaling, you can have a real pickle on you. So you kind of just have to, if you're going to daily journal and miss a day, you just need to pick up on the day where you're at and just accept the missing days, I've learned, because otherwise you're just going to constantly be putting yourself in a difficult position. Yes, tomorrow's live is at 2 p.m. Eastern. So we'll be having a nice afternoon together of journaling. I'm going to make my pot of tea and have some afternoon tea with you all. Oh, Sarah, you could always, if you're still a member on Patreon, you can always download them again. You can just go to that collection on Patreon and just re-download if you can't find them in your own folders. That's actually what I did, Augustina, for the first year that I did monthly journaling. I think it was in 2020. And I put it at the back of my Hobonichi. If you go back in my videos, you can probably find it. And I then ended up cutting them out of there and putting them into, I think at that time it was into the back of like my other memory keeping journal. And then since then I've decided that I'd like to keep them all together in one notebook. I find has worked really well for me. I think what I'll do is put all of the Christmas things, like I shouldn't say all the like directly Christmas things and New Year's on the envelope. So this is Christmas. So this is Christmas. And what have you done? That's not. Oh, we made cinnamon buns for Christmas morning. That's a tradition as well. My mom always made cinnamon buns on Christmas morning, so I've continued that tradition. Okay, I think I'm gonna just start putting some of this down. I'm gonna put the tea pot down because I definitely am gonna put that here since I have the label from the flower tea right there. And then I'll probably put the hot chocolate there too, but then I do need to cut out my December bucket list items that I did because one of them is make a cup of hot chocolate. And so we're gonna wanna check that off. This journal is definitely starting to curve a little bit in the gutter with it bulking up. So I find that sometimes the photos don't bend as well. I'm gonna need to start printing some of them on like sticker paper so that they lay more flat. Yeah, the color of the envelope is nice. It actually matches the wood floors over here really nicely. I always like to try and bring similar colors together and use my photos as inspiration for the colors that I put on a page. Okay, see how this works. Like I said, the bending of the paper is definitely making it harder for things to stick for the photos. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and cut out the items I know I'm going to want to use from our bucket list. So for sure, we will be recording that we did in fact stay up until midnight on New Year's Eve. Okay, got that one. And then make a cup of hot cocoa with whipped cream or marshmallows. And then some of these items I'm probably going to be saving for my January entry, like reflect on the last year in your journal. Probably will be more January. And write a letter to your future self. I'll also do that when I do my 2026 setup. But I can put in create something by DIYing a gift for somebody. I had a lot of fun this year getting crafty actually for my holiday gifts. So I already told you about the candles, which we've kind of started doing every year, but I really enjoyed painting them just to make them extra more DIY and special. And then the other thing that I started doing, and I want to make a video about it at some point. Maybe this will be more like a gift guide going into 2026. It's going to be hard to see, but I started making these ribbon bookmarks where it's just like a really pretty velvet ribbon. And then I have a bunch of beads from my beading days, like way back when, way back when. I used to create jewelry. Literally when I was in like middle school, I loved making jewelry. And so I kind of brought that skill back and used that to make a bunch of little charms that I put on the end of the ribbon bookmarks. And so, yeah, I just had, I don't know, it's not going to focus, but it was a lot of fun making them. Eventually, I'll have a video where I actually show you one because I want to make one for me. I made them for like everybody else, family and friends alike, but I really want to make one for myself to use. So I'm going to try and do that before I go back to work. But yeah, that was kind of like my super fun DIY project that I was working on in the lead up to Christmas. And then I think the last one that I'm going to use for December is the Decorate with Fairy Lights, because I got these starlights that you hang in your window, because we live in an old house from the 30s and don't have any outdoor outlets. So it's really hard to do Christmas lights unless we do like the solar ones. And then if it's not a sunny day, they like are pretty dull. So I wanted ones that we could hang up in our windows and then we'd be able to plug them in inside. And I got these really pretty starlights from Amazon that I have been loving. They look so pretty. And so I'm going to use this one to document that. Okay. See what I mean about the photos? They just keep popping up. I'll have to take care of that. But I think I'm going to put the hot chocolate one here next to the hot chocolate. And let's check it off. Because of course the whole point is to say that we did it. And then maybe what I'll do, maybe I could put like, do I want to do that? I want to cover up the, I'm trying to put the candles and the bookmarks right by each other. To then say, we got creative. Put this one here just because it fits very nicely. Yeah, I mean, you can print out the bucket lists on a single page to put in your journal. I've done that before with my common planner, just put an entire bucket list right in it and then just check off the items that you do. For my monthly journal, since I'm not doing all of the items and I want to save space for everything that I did do, I like to cut out the individual stickers of the ones that I completed and then save the others to use, you know, at another time. Definitely a photo heavy page for sure. I feel like I'm not even going to have room to do much writing, but that's okay because this is definitely a month where I feel like the photos, a lot of them speak for themselves, but I'll still put some captions. I'd love to know how many of you watching are actually documenting December right now. And if you're not documenting December, what are you working on? I know it's a time of year where a lot of people maybe are starting to do wrap-up pages, or you've maybe are doing some 2026 prep and setup. Nice, working on a best of 2025. That's awesome. Okay, my fingers are very sticky right now. I definitely have some residual glue because I keep picking everything up by accident. Oh, good for you, Sarah. You're working on June and gonna be catched up by February. Catched up, caught up. I do that a lot with that word. I don't know why. There's just certain words where you you don't conjugate it correctly. I did. So I'll talk about that in a minute, Jeannie, about my lamp. Did I put this sticker down? So, um, if you've been following along very closely in my thrifting journey, you'll remember that last month I thrifted. Here it is, because it's all documented in my journal. I can show you. Isn't that fun? I literally, my journal is the chronicle of my life and it is the chronicle of the lamp. So I thrifted this really beautiful base to, I believe, a Hurricane lamp at a thrift shop, but it didn't come with a top. It had like a basket just sitting on top of it. And I figured I was gonna buy it because it was only like $25 for the base, and it was so beautiful because it lights up. And I thought at some point I will find a top for it. And when I brought it home, I remembered that I had this glass lampshade, which is actually meant for like a, I think I talked about this in my last live stream too, because I think I was going like this in my last live stream. But it's meant to be mounted to a ceiling. So it's very flat and it's like barely just balanced on top of there. So it was okay for the time being, but definitely was not a good permanent solution, even though I do think it actually was quite pretty and a nice solution. And then I was thrifting with my friend Jordan, and we were at a thrift shop, and I saw this top. It's, a beautiful glass Hurricane lamp top. And I didn't know the measurement of my lamp. So I was like, oh, this is going to be a real gamble to buy this because I'm not positive that it's the right size and will fit, but I think it is. So I'm just going to go with it. And if not, it will only cost $9.99. So I was like, if it doesn't fit, I can use it for something else, or we'll just call it a donation and it is what it is. But I got home and put it on top and it fit. It fit perfectly. And so now I have my own unique hurricane lamp because the top and bottom are both floral, but they definitely don't match. They're definitely two different types of flowers, but I'm very, very happy with it. And I couldn't believe how quickly I found a top for it because I thought that was going to be a much longer process of trying to find a good top piece for it. But yeah, so there you have it. That is how my lamp originally thrifted with my, top that I put on it, and then my new thrifted find. And there we have it. So that is the story of the lamp. My great thrift find, along with my Christmas teacup. Those were my finds from my most recent trip. Yep, and this is my friend Jordan. We went out for pho as well, and so we'll put those photos together for our thrifting adventure. Okay. Kim is working on her 2026 plan and set up your journal. So exciting. Donna is working on November and December, cutting out the photos. Yeah, the photos is always a little process, isn't it? Where do I want to put this? I think I'll do it here. And we'll just trim it. Ooh, this page is quite the collage. Definitely a hodgepodge of a month. And we'll see. Maybe I'll have to do a little tip in or something. But maybe not. We'll see. I'm always misplacing my glue. All right, so we have Christmas. We did watch It's a Wonderful Life, which is also, try to watch it most years. It's like my favorite movie. I love It's a Wonderful Life. Every time I watch it, it makes me cry. It's just such a beautiful story. And I did want to use, I printed out, I was on a printing streak with my Leanne printer, so I also printed some of the journal prompts and the faith add-on from our Winter Wonderland kit. These are being scaled now to 4x7 so that you can print them if you have a Leanne. And then it's set up, if you use the PNG file, you just drop the PNG file into the Leanne printer app and then go to print. And then I turn down the border to as low as possible so that it cuts really closely because I already put some borders on them. And then you literally have, look at these stickers that you have when you use the Leanne Pixcut. It's so fun. So then they're already cut out for you. You don't have to cut them by hand like you've been seeing me do with all the others. So you can just literally play. So if you have the Leanne printer, the Pixcut, definitely check out the Patreon stickers and use the Leanne to turn them into like real sticker sheets. It is such a game changer. And I will say, if you don't have a Leanne printer or a Cricut or anything like that, and even if you don't have sticker paper, you totally can just print these stickers on regular sticker paper and cut them out and glue them in. That works totally well too. You don't have to have the fancy printer or fancy sticker paper. You totally can just print this on normal paper. The printer is available on Amazon. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront if you're interested in it, and I have a whole video about it as well if you want to learn more, and then you can get the link in the description of that video. But I'm going to use this cozy movie night sticker for the It's a Wonderful Life. Maybe, here, let me organize these first. Maybe something like that. And then I don't know yet what I'm going to do about our thrifting day. And then I have the picture with Nana too that I need to fit in here somehow. That could work. And then we could put the cozy movie night. Be just like right above it. um, yeah, I appreciate that, Sarah. It's actually nice about the live streams because it forces me to make decisions. I already feel like I'm too slow because I feel like you guys spend too much time just watching me move pictures around. And so in many ways, oh no, I got the glue all over. Doing the live stream helps me to be more decisive in my journaling because nobody is going to want to sit here and watch me hedge and not make a decision about where I'm going to put something down or, you know, spend a whole ton of time rearranging. What do I want to do about that glue? I guess we'll just do that. And so I just stick stuff down and make it move around until, you know, I've got an order of things that works. And once something is down, you have to work with it. So it forces you to be creative about how then you're going to fill in the rest. So if you're feeling stuck, my biggest recommendation is just glue anything to the page. I usually recommend starting with the year, the month. Put the month on the page, especially if it's like in the center. That can be really grounding and then help you figure out the rest of your layout. You guys saw that I had put all this stuff down in advance of doing my entry. I probably wouldn't have put all this stuff together if I had all my pieces already figured out and then was designing a layout. but because it already is all together, I have to work with it. And so here it is, it's all down on the page, and now I need to build out my layout from there. So by putting it down just as the month was going by, it forced me to then be creative now, later in the month, when I'm actually going to document. And that's a good question about, can you write on this sticker paper? I believe you can. I do believe it depends on the type of pen. So like this is just a plain ballpoint pen, and I'm just gonna write on a plain spot here. We'll see how that works. So it works. It definitely is a little wet, but I think if it dries, I don't think it will smear. So it's definitely smearing without drying. But maybe if we let it dry, could even like hit it with my heat gun. Sometimes that helps. But that might work. Another option could be to use a pen that's made for writing on things, like, let's see, this one, the Microperm Sakura, is a permanent on most surfaces pen. Now, it's usually not as dark, though. I think it's probably just because mine is dying, though, as well. Yeah, because you can tell it's more just dying. But you can see that pen, you know, if it wasn't dying, it does work really well. But I think, see, it's starting to dry. I think if I let it dry for a while, it wouldn't really, it would stay on. So I don't know if that answers your question in a super strong way, but I do believe that yes, you can write on it. You just are going to need to really let it dry with a normal ballpoint pen. And I do not believe you could use any water-based markers on it. That would not work. The way that I print out my photos to be small is I create a collage of 4x6 or a 5x7, depending on what photo paper I want to use and how many photos I have. And then I arrange them all together into a collage. So it would be like this little 4x6 collage. And then I print it out and I cut out the individual photos. So I use the Pick Collage app to do that, but there's a lot of others that you could use. You could just use Canva. You could use the Lien app if you have that photo printer. It has the ability to make a collage from photos as well. So there's definitely a lot of options. I'm a little stumped. I don't think I have a choice. I think I'm gonna need to use some kind of tip-in. All right, let's think. What kind of tip-in do I want? I usually go to my crazy box of possibilities where I house all kinds of little paper scraps and journaling cards. This one is really pretty for the winter. I think we actually used last year, last month. I keep doing that. I mean, technically it is last year as well. um, but so that's one option. Aww. Your journal is beautiful because it tells the story of you. That is a sticker on Patreon. You can find that sticker, I believe, in the New Year and Journaling collection. I have a whole collection of all my sticker kits that have anything to do with journaling or the new year, because at the start of every new year, I always create a themed sticker sheet around journaling in some way, and I'm going to be doing that again for you all for January, so I'll be sharing that relatively soon, so you can look forward to that. This one kind of works with the green. I don't like the back though. I could use one of these. I got these in my Daphne's Diary advent calendar I got a few years ago, maybe was that last year, the year before? It's kind of like an accordion, and then you could pull it out. That would be fun. Let's try that, see if that would work. And this is something you know, you could do with any piece of paper. Just fold it into, you know, fold it by 3 onto itself, the one way and then the other way, so that you have a Z or an N, depending on how you're looking at it. And then we would glue one side down, the bottom, and then you can pull it out like so to see what's on it, and then we can decorate this, and then you'll have more space. So that is a great idea if you are running low on space like I am. And I'm already gluing it, so we're gonna roll with it, but I probably would recommend decorate it first. Maybe just put like an X on the side that's gonna be glued down, so you know not to decorate that part, because it would be a lot easier that way, but that's okay. So we're gonna put that part down, and then it'll fold over. All right, now I'm thinking we let Nana be the star of the show on the front, and then we can pull it out to reveal more. Only problem is I do love this little bird, and then you cover up the bird. So I could have her be like what's revealed. And then I lost my lamp photo. Where'd that go? This always happens. My desk is too crazy. It's too easy to lose things. Ay, ay, ay. Did it fall on the floor? Is it stuck to me? Does anybody see it? Where'd it go? Is it on the page? I cannot believe. Okay. Would you believe I just found it stuck to the bottom of my sock? Oh. It is. Every scrapbooker, journaler, crafter knows the pain of losing things on your desk when you literally just had them in your hands 2 seconds prior. It is a vortex. Just sucks things away. Okay, so here is the lamp. So what I'm thinking is, because I want the little bird to still show, that I'll put this on the front. I might be able to, yeah, I think I can trim that photo just a teeny bit more without cutting off the lamp. Cute. Okay, let's put that down. Yep, the sleeves, they're the culprit. Always knocking things down. Yeah, I often will find a sticker stuck to my elbow. This is perfect. Okay, there we go. And then we'll pull it open. And we're gonna put Nana right here. I think we could even cut that a bit more so that we can still have the top little ornaments showing of the paper. Oh no, not all your printables. You know, they'll turn up when you least expect it. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here, right above the fold. This photo is like the exact same size as the paper. It's pretty amazing. That's perfectly hidden. And then I'll probably put some kind of little tab on the end of this so that you know to pull it. If somebody is looking at the journal and isn't me and doesn't know that there's more treasures waiting underneath. You know, another good idea for creating a tab is to put 2 of the same type of sticker back to back. So, for example, well, I don't want to use those because I just printed them, but I was going to say, like, if you have 2 circle stickers, you could put them on either side. But I have some in here we can use like this. Perfect. So these are the same scale. So we can just take 2 round stickers that are sized exactly the same and put them half off in the center. See what I'm doing there? Putting it just dangling off the edge, and then line up the one on the back. Actually, I don't like this one. Let's use this one, it's cuter. Yeah, and then we'll line up the one on the back so that they're flush. There we go. So then all the stickiness is covered, and then it looks like a little tab. I don't know, it kind of indicates more that you can pull it. And if you wanted to, you could even write like pull here. Like I could write here, say pull here, and then people would know to pull it down to see more photos. So I love that. I might put the snow one on here too, because it's not my favorite photo, so it's actually nice when you want to kind of cover something up. Maybe you have a photo that isn't your favorite, but you still think it documents something fun, or maybe you have something that you want to be a little bit more private and not, you know, visible just by looking at the page. You can then hide it in here and nobody would see it until, you know, they would pull it down. So we're gonna stick this one, and I'm gonna use maybe do I want? Maybe I could just use snow day and cut out. This is the journal prompts, so they're all kind of designed as headers or journal spaces or the start of a journaling entry. So like you wake up and it's snowing, how will you spend the day? So that would be cute. But this one says my ideal snow day, and I don't really want, I think, it to say ideal, because I don't know that it is my ideal snow day, but it was a snow day and I wanted to capture that, so we'll just cut out ideal and just say snow day. And that is the great thing about stickers, is don't feel like you have to take them as they come. You could definitely can make some adjustments. You know, cut out a part that you don't like. Yeah, the Z folded paper with the back down as a pull out is such a lifesaver when you've run out of room. Of course, if you wanted to get even fancier, you could try the waterfall card. I have a tutorial of that on my channel, and if you watch our December entry, actually from last December, now it's not going to work super well because I haven't opened the page in a while. Actually, no, it wasn't last December. It must have been the December before that. 2 Decembers ago. So 2023? Yeah, there it is, 2023. um, it says push here. And so we created this waterfall card with all the memories in here. I didn't do a great job because I used all different papers, which doesn't work as well. It works best if you have like the same thick cardstock for all of them. But it's just fun nonetheless. So it's a great way to have all your, just like a ton of photos on one page, which is always necessary for me in December because I just always have so much to document. So yeah, this was 2023 December, and then 2024 December, and then we are in, of course, 2025 December. Isn't that so fun that I have all those years just in this one journal? And I'll be starting my 4th year in this journal for 2026, and it's also going to be my last year because I only have enough pages to do one more year in this journal, which is pretty crazy. But if you start in 2026, this can be you. This can be you. This is, well, I would say it's my 5th year of doing like true monthly journaling. It's my 4th year in this notebook. I did 1 year in 2022, I think, where it was in a notebook with the rest of my entries for that year. So it was basically the first 12 pages of that notebook I set aside to document month by month, and then the rest of the pages I used for like daily highlight style entries, and that worked well too. But I, after that, for 2023, decided that I wanted to have a dedicated journal just for monthly journal entries so that I could have multiple years at a glance in one place, and I really love having it all in one place. It's not necessary. You certainly can just put them at the start of a planner and keep each year together. That works really well too. But I personally like having the monthly entries just all together until I run out of space, and then I have to start a new one. Let's see. The nice thing about this kind of card is you also can put stuff on the back side as well, and I think I'm actually going to do that with this photo from another one of our Christmas parties. So many Christmas parties, I tell you. It was crazy. This was just with Ben's family, with his brother and our niece and sister-in-law. And then we had dinner at his parents' house the Saturday after Christmas. I think what I'll do is maybe put my books here, and then that helps to kind of indicate that this isn't attached and you should pull it, I think. All right, so then we'll put this one down, and then I think is that all of them except my Christmas? Photo, I think. Oh, and this one. Oh, and this one. They're all just piling up. Silly me, thinking I was done. We got Karajini a new toy for Christmas, and we don't get her many toys because she destroys everything she touches. But we got her this toy from a company called Wolfbite that had really good reviews on Amazon, that everybody said it was indestructible. And I was like, okay, we'll see. I'll put it to the test. And we got her it. It's like this yellow one. It's like a one that's 2 rings, so it can be tug of war. And you can see she's sleeping with it. She is obsessed with it. She chewed it nonstop on Christmas Day, to the point where I was like, we're gonna have to take that away from her because she's gonna have jaw pain tomorrow if she keeps at it. But she loves it, and now she, like, takes her time with it. She isn't she isn't at it constantly anymore. She uses it, on a more balanced basis. But it was a great investment. It was only, it was $20, which frankly I didn't think was as expensive as it could be for like a truly indestructible toy. That's really good quality. So would recommend if you also have a chewer who destroys everything. Those ones are really good. They don't get destroyed, at least not so far. And trust me, she has put it through the test already. All right, I think all of our photos are finally done, which means now we can do the fun part of doing just a ton of decorations. Try and see if I want to use any of, well, I don't want to use that. That's for 2026. This is the Faith add-on, and I had some good ones, I thought, on this one. Basically, all of them are related to snow, but obviously with a faith angle. So things like how many lessons of faith and beauty we should lose if there were no winter in our year. If God puts so much detail in one snowflake, how much more does he care about the details in your life? And this one I love, Wash Me White as Snow, Lord. So lots of good ones, some verses that have to do with snow. But I'm thinking maybe we could put one in here. Unfortunately, that's too big. This one could work. It would fit here. It says, every snowflake is sent from above to remind us of God's care and love for us. Each one is so intricate and small. Christ knows and sees all of our details. There are no two ever the same, just as we are made, and he knows us and loves us all the same. So there we have that. I like the idea of a life journal, Kayla. That's a good idea. In terms of these prints, these are all available on my Patreon. So I don't buy them, I design them. Sometimes I design them by hand and illustrate them. Sometimes I use Canva. These ones were designed using Canva. So it all depends. But yeah, they're ones that I design. Okay. One of those. Let me see. These are the December journal prompts from the December monthly kit. And so these are always fun ones to revisit. And like I said, you get access to all of them when you become a patron, so it's kind of crazy how much you get immediate access to. But I used these, of course, last year and only used some of them. I used a lot, but there's obviously a lot I haven't used. So we could put some of these on as well. Like a cup of good cheer could be cute to put with the hot chocolate. The website is patreon.com/myabidingjournal, and you can purchase these stickers individually in my shop or become a member to access them. I strongly recommend becoming a member because it just is a huge savings. You can cancel any month, so you don't have to stay on. But basically, if you want more than 2 sticker kits, it's a better deal to become a member than to buy them individually because it ends up being more expensive to purchase them individually than it would be to just become a member, and then you get access to all of the stickers on that tier. So all of the monthly kits, basically the Abiding Hope tier is the one. If you want access to all of the stickers except for the faith add-ons, you'll have access to everything on the Abiding Faith, or the Abiding Hope tier rather. The Abiding Hope tier is $7.50 a month, and right now I'm offering 25% off an annual membership, and I'm offering 20% off your first month with the code FIRSTMONTH20. So definitely a good time to join if you're interested. So you can use those, take advantage of those discounts. And it's, yeah, primarily printable stickers. I have journaling prompts on there too. I have some exclusive videos, but I think the main benefit, besides just being part of the community, is access to all of the printables. And yeah, an online Bible study. I do have some Bible study live streams here on my channel from the past that you can certainly go back and watch. Yes, I can type it in. And I do want to do more. It is something I'd like to do more of in the new year. I just don't think I can offer it on a super regular basis right now where it's like an actual membership or club, just because of everything else that I'm trying to do. I don't know. Did that come through? I guess it didn't come through as a link. Maybe I need to put W. It's always linked in the description of my videos too. I don't know if a link will work, but you can copy and paste that. Yeah. So thanks guys for your interest. It's a huge support for me. I'm so grateful to all of my patrons. Truly, I can't tell you how much it means to me. To be frank, wouldn't be able to still have my channel if it wasn't for my patrons, because I wouldn't be able to justify the amount of time that I spend creating videos and printables. I love doing it. But it definitely is a ton of time and effort, and your support just makes it possible. So thank you. I'm cutting out this journal prompt sticker that says a holiday tradition that is blank years strong. And so this journal prompt sticker is meant to encourage you to obviously fill in that blank and then maybe even journal a little bit about the tradition. So I'm going to use this next to my angel up here, because then I can say that it's at least 30 years strong, because it's definitely been on that tree since I was a baby. So I'm going to say more than 30 years. I'm 31 right now, so that's a safe bet. And then maybe we'll use this one, since it's the same style of sticker, on the other page, because then it's like a nice, I like when things mirror each other in design. These scissors are not my favorite. I can't find, friends, I'm very sad, I'm gonna have to get a new pair, my avian scissors that you all know I love so much. I honestly, I haven't seen them since filming my journaling gift guide. So maybe I misplaced them, but I also wouldn't put it past my husband having misplaced them, because he seems to think that they're the best scissors for him to use when he wants to trim any of his hair. If he has like a little hair that he wants to trim, he comes in here and steals those scissors, and I keep telling him like they're not made for that, but they're the ones he wants to use. I'm sure many of you can relate to others in the household stealing certain craft supplies and items for uses that were not intended. I know pens, right? That's always a big thing. Sometimes Ben now knows that, like, if he wants to create a card or do something, he needs to ask me what pens he's allowed to use because they have different purposes and reasons. And they can't just be used for anything. I think I did use them last month. That's the thing. So I lost them in the last 30 days. They're all printables, so I don't send any physical stickers to your house. All of these are ones that you can print at home on whatever paper you have and like to use, or you can send them somewhere. You know, you can download a bunch of printables and get them printed at a local print shop, send them to Shutterfly or anything like that. You know, you can print them however you like to, but they're not a physical product. The only physical product that I offer right now is I have my highest tier, which is a Happy Meal, like McDonald's, a Happy Mail tier where on a quarterly basis, I share Happy Mail with those on that tier, which is basically a handwritten note from me, typically on like a cute card or postcard, and then a bunch of little items like a sticker sheet like this, for example, and some journaling cards, all different things from my own journaling stash. So it's a quarterly happy mail from me to get tons and tons of like little items from my own journaling stash to share the love. And, you know, like I said, you get a handwritten note for thanks, and you get access to everything on my Patreon then when you're on that tier, because it's the highest tier. And the discount for an annual membership applies to that tier too. So 25% off that tier is a pretty big deal, because it drops it down from, I think, $20 a month to like $12, 12 something a month. So it's, if you're joining for the first time and able to use that annual membership discount, it's definitely worth it, because then you'll get unlock everything on Patreon, and you'll unlock 5 happy mails from me, because you get one when you first join, and then you get 4 more for each quarter. Yes, it was my scissors that were shaped like a bird. Yes, you can absolutely cut these on regular paper and just cut them out and glue them in. There's no need to buy sticker paper. I personally do that because obviously I have a channel where I'm journaling, and this is like my thing and my pastime, so I like the ease of sticker paper, but it's just as easy to stick some glue on the back, I think, so definitely not necessary. We'll use memories I will cherish forever. You do not need a special printer to print on sticker paper. Obviously, it depends on what sticker paper you buy. The one that I'm cutting out right now is just matte white sticker paper from the brand Koala, which I have linked in my Amazon storefront. Actually, I have some sitting right next to me because I just bought another pack. So I'll show it to you. So this is it, the Koala paper printable sticker, matte, 8.5 by 11, 100 sheets, and it goes in your printer just the same as you put in regular paper. It's not very thick, as you can see. It really is basically the thickness and the quality of normal computer paper. The only difference is it has a sticker back. And that's the cheapest one that I have personally found, and like the greatest bang for your buck. It's not too expensive. I'm thinking I'll put this memories I will cherish forever. Up here above the envelope. I do like to always have something on the page that says like Jesus is the reason, or a Bible verse or something, so let's put this on. I'll just put that down here. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. I definitely have some journaling to do in a bunch of these little spaces. I have to check off my other bucket list items. Mm. I do love using these like little journaling spaces to fill in. It just helps to like provide a nice little anchoring space to put your journaling instead of just putting it in a gap, though you certainly could do that too. Like that. The only thing I really love when it cuts it out for you is like these little itty bitty guys because I hate cutting out teeny little stickers like that by hand. So it's so nice to just have them already cut for you, and then you can just go around the page and put them down to fill in some of the gaps. Mm. Does your glue drip if it were set nose down? Trying to brainstorm how it could stay that way so you didn't have to tip it each use. Oh, you mean like so you wouldn't have to like shake it? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I guess it probably, I don't know. I've never held it upside down for that long to know. I'm sure you could stick it in like a paintbrush holder type situation or like in a little dish to keep it down. That could work. Mm. All right. Oh, I wanted to use this guy, Handmade with Love. Maybe up here next to the book with all the bookmarks. Here we go. All right, let me pull up my list and see what I'm missing. We'll just go a tiny bit longer. Try and get this as close to final as possible since it's our final one and since I'm home alone anyways. But we do typically, if you're new, we try to keep these to 2 hours, just so you know for the future of how long you can expect them to run. That is usually the amount of time that you can expect. See if we can pull up this corner so I can, because I want this under. And we can re-glue it. Oh, I did want to put somewhere that we went to 20, where I went, not together, because Ben didn't have all my work parties. But yeah, listing out the fact that I attended 20 social gatherings, which is why I just need a few days of journaling alone. I mean, it's fine to journal with you guys. I don't mind that, but yeah, I need some R&R introvert time. I know all my fellow introverts can relate. Try and press this down. Since I picked it up, it's not wanting to stay. Might have to put a little clamp on it. There we go. And we welcomed, 2 of my friends had babies in December. So again, with the babies, what was that, December, or was one of them last? Did I already document that? Oh yeah, baby Theo. That was last month. I lied. So I guess it's just Leo. Literally, one of my friends, they had their babies like a week apart, and one named their son Theo, and the other named their son Leo. So we got gonna definitely have some confusion in our futures. Oh, these are already stuck together. That's nice. Do I want Merry Christmas here? I don't think so. I think I want it, because I want to talk about the angel there. Maybe I'll just put it here, since this is our Christmas day. Yeah, we'll do that. That's cute. All right, let me get my brush pen. I always use the Tombow Fudonizuki is kind of my go-to, unless I want to use colored. Though there is a colored set of these now that I really want to get. I just haven't gotten it. But otherwise, I use my Pentel Sign brush pens. Pentel Touch. Yeah, Pentel Sign Pen Touch. Multiple words. So maybe we'll use some red. All right, let's see if we can write on this. I don't know. It's not looking good. It is definitely bleeding. Maybe if we hit it with the heat gun, it would dry. Because this is like really slick and shiny. This is the label from Patsy Shaw's shop. I shared that in my Christian gift guide. If you haven't seen that video, I share a lot of really wonderful Christian products, and Patsy Shaw has one of my favorite shops. She is an artist who creates some beautiful products. Yeah, you're telling me, Sarah. I just saw your comment about 20 gatherings would have ruined you for all of January. Yeah, and we already have things planned for January. We have like a dinner planned already. We're playing trivia with friends next week. We're moving my dad out of his house on the 17th. So, oh, and we have our ice climbing trip at the end of the month. So that's, that'll be fun. But yeah, there's no shortage of activities. Our weekends are typically very full. Like, I covet, and there is nothing sweeter to me than a free weekend where I have no plans. And it sounds terrible because I do love our plans. I love our friends and our family. Like, all the activities on this page make me so happy. And I am very grateful for my abundant life. But at the same time, I love a good weekend with no plans and no responsibilities and nothing I have to do and just time to be at home. All right, let's see. Maybe if I blow on it. I don't think that's working. Maybe. Actually, I think if I let it be, it might dry. Oh, that's so wonderful, Karen. I love that your husband used my gift guide and probably my Amazon storefront suggestions to help purchase your Christmas gifts. That's amazing. What is on my cover page for this journal? Do you mean like the very first page of this journal? So the very, very first page is in the inside of the cover, and I just put this quote sticker, which is available, I think, in my 2023 freebie that says, "I hope that someday when I am gone, someone somewhere picks up my soul up off of these pages and thinks I would have loved her," which I just love that quote so much. And I just think it's a great introduction to the monthly journal. And then I have my month in review journal prompts. This is my older edition of journal prompts. I now have this one, which I laminated so that I can like use it as a bookmark and move it around. This freebie is available for you when you become a free member on my Patreon. You don't have to join a paid tier, and you can get access to this. It is so helpful, I think, if you are new to journaling, as you are trying to get started and not sure, what to document. This gives you a breakdown of all the different things you might consider adding to your monthly entry, like events you attended, little joys of the everyday, maybe some favorites like favorite books or movies or restaurants or a new product or discovery, your habits and routines, a mindset shift or realization that you had this month. So it literally covers everything. And then on the back, yes, it's double-sided. There's even deeper prompts to help you document your month. So I'm very proud of this monthly prompt list, and I hope that you find it helpful. But anyways, I would put this here as my newer version, but right now it's my old version of the journal prompts, which is still great. It's a nice, easy breakdown of just events, favorites, reflections, and seasons. And then I jump right into my cover page for the first year that's in here, which is 2023. And then on this side, I did put when I started it, January 1st, 2023, and then I'll write in here when I finish it, which is probably going to be December 31st, 2026. So there you go. That is what is starting out this journal, and then we jump right into some of my goal pages that I set up for 2023, and then right into my monthly entries for 2023. And I do that every single year. I always set up an introduction page. So this was 2025, and tomorrow during our launch party, if you join us at 2 p.m. Eastern, we will set up 2026, that cover page. So I'll probably just leave a page or two for me to do some wrap up. Maybe we'll do that together tomorrow too, depending on time. Maybe we can do both and then do our 2026 setup. Oh, thank you, Christine. Oh, that's so great. You're using them now. Okay, so what was I doing? I put this down. I think that was the last thing I did. And, oh, we were writing retirements. That's what I was doing. So I think I'm just going to list the people. So many retirements in my workplace this year. So lots of change happening all around me in my normal 9 to 5. It's partly why this year I think has gone so fast and it's been so crazy. And frankly, why it's been a little bit harder for me to stay on top of my abiding journal because my regular work life has been pretty intense. Okay, I think I got them all. I think there were 4. And there's going to be another actually, though, in January, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. I think we need some sparkles in this corner. We haven't done any sparkles yet. Yeah, there you go. You can do your setup. Yeah, that's always a funny thing about when you're trying to set up ahead is at least it's easier with a monthly journal, but yeah, trying to count the number of pages so you know where things are going to go. It's kind of what I had to do when I was looking at whether or not I could fit everything in this journal for 2026. And I think I counted just enough pages to get me through 2026 and have like a page or two to wrap up this journal and do some closing pages for it. So I just wrote loving my new teapot and blooming tea. And you know, that's really what I do once all my photos and stuff are down is I just think of little captions to highlight why this photo is on the page. So in this case, you know, future self, this is just a reminder that I got this teapot and have been obsessed with it recently. So, you know, when we talk about the journal prompts, that's an example of a new product or thing that you're loving lately. Oh yes, brush pens are wonderful. I use them all the time in my journal, especially my Tombos. You pretty much see me break them out for every entry. Yes, Deb, I have an entire video on interactive journal entries that gives you lots and lots of ideas for how to add more to the page, just like this idea here. So definitely check that one out. I do have an older video, it's very old, about hand lettering. I'd like to do an updated one, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. But I do have a video here on my channel. It's just very old, so you have to bear with the quality, but the content is good and accurate. The Tombow pens do not bleed through the Dingbats paper at all. This is a very thick GSM, which just means how thick your paper is. And this is really good paper that it's very hard to have things bleed through this paper. You have to pretty much soak the paper to have anything bleed through it. Okay, let's put... I think I'm gonna write this one. Vertically. Candle making. Okay. See if I can write in this space. It's always hard as a lefty to write when it's like your hand has to be off the page because I like overwrite instead of writing like a normal person, I guess, where my hand would always be on the page. Oh, hello, Leah. You made it just in time. We're just wrapping up, finishing up the entry. Okay, let's see how we can do this. Sometimes what I do when I have like a big drop is I'll put another book under it. So let me grab, actually, this is a good book to share with you. Sorry for the glare. This is a very glary book. But The Secret Diary of Adrian Mole, aged 13 3/4 by Sue Townsend, is our book club pick. If you are completely new and haven't checked out on Patreon yet that we have a free book club, it is the Abiding Journal Book Club, and it's a quarterly book club where we are going to be reading books in a journal or diary format. And I just announced the 4 books we're going to be reading for 2026, and this is the first one. So I hope that you'll join us. You can learn more over on my Patreon. I'm going to have a video about it soon-ish, hopefully in January. Definitely in January. It has to happen this month. But I'll have a video about it so you can learn more, but wanted to share that. And you can learn more, as I said, on my Patreon. And the first book that we read, we actually soft launched the book club. I just hadn't like officially announced it on YouTube. I just shared it on my Patreon. We soft launched it for this last quarter and we read I Capture the Castle, and we're going to be discussing it on January 7th at 7 p.m. If you're interested in reading it really quickly, you could listen to the audio or get it from your library if you're a quick reader, and joining us for that. That's when we'll be discussing it. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of my favorite books. Okay, let's focus and write what we were going to write, which is this Angel Tree Topper. I guess we'll just try writing on the photo since I definitely ran out of space. Family tree since I was a baby. Now she's on my tree. So I do love the look of writing on over a photo. I don't know what it is about writing over a photo, but it just has like a cool, very, I don't know, just a cool journaling feel. Tomorrow for our launch party, we're going to be doing a wrap up of 2025, and then we're going to be doing our cover page for 2026 and talking about the monthly journaling club for 2026 as we do so. So you guys already got a preview of the plan for 2026 with the bingo boards, but that's the plan. If you have Spotify, Sarah, you can listen to it on there. And there also is a really great BBC radio theater version of I Capture the Castle on Spotify that's under 2 hours. It's obviously not the same as reading the book. It's kind of more like watching a movie, but it's so good. I'm listening to it right now as a refresher and loving it. Good night, Kim. We'll see you tomorrow at 2. So glad you'll be joining us for both. I think I'm just going to finish this side since we're almost done it, and then see. Okay, it looks like that's pretty awesome. This is already dried on there, so we can write without worrying about smearing it. So that's great that the pen writes so nicely on the glossy photo paper. That is my Sarasa Dry Air Fit Grip. For the longest time, I thought this A was a D, and I just ignored this I, and I don't know, I just like read this wrong. And I feel like in tons of my past videos, I kept calling this the Drift Grip pen. And I would always say I have the Drift Grip, and it's my favorite. It is not Drift. It says Air Fit Grip. Air Fit Grip pen. But regardless, the pen body, I don't know where you could buy it because I got it on like, what is that called? Not AliExpress. It's like the other one years and years ago. So I can't find it anymore. But the Sarasa Dry inserts I continue to buy because they're my favorite. And so you could buy them and put them in any pen body. Anyhow, that's a tangent. Okay, we need something to go in here and something to go up here. I think I'm just gonna say like, I still need this. I like calling my house a cottage, even though it's not technically a cottage, but it feels like a little cozy cottage to me. We'll do like a fill the space. And then I can always leave this space because I know that my tea, I can do a nice big arm for it. And then we'll just fill in with some dots. So there we go. I love my cozy cottage. At Christmas, my little cozy cottage living room. There we go. Yeah, you just need your journal. I mean, you don't have to journal with me during the launch party. If you don't want to, you can just watch and hang out. But if you want to journal with me for the launch party, just have the journal that you plan on using for 2026. And if you want, you can download, you could download the freebie and use this for your cover page if you want, and the Life is Worth Documenting. And you can also check out the journaling and New Year collection in my Patreon, because that folder has a lot of great stickers, kind of like the one that I showed you at the beginning, like this one. There's tons of stickers related to journaling that I've used in the past for my cover pages, so that would be really good. You could consider looking at those and downloading some of them. But yeah, the idea is just that you're going to probably want a way that you want to put the year on the page, maybe like a fun quote related to journaling. Maybe think about, your word of the year if you want to do that, or a goal that you have in mind, some intentions. Maybe write a little letter to yourself. Like, those are the types of things, like I did for 2025, that I like to put in my start of year page. Oh, I also always like to start with a photo of me. So this is me at age 30, and I want to keep doing that. So I'll pick a photo that is more recent at the ripe age of 31, because I'm getting to the point where I start forgetting literally how old I am. Like, I think I'm 32 and I'm like, oh, you're not 32 yet. Don't rush it. I'm still 31. So yeah, anyways, it's good to have the reminder of what age you are in a certain year. So you might consider, printing out a photo of yourself that you like from, that's more recent, to represent you in this moment. All right, let's think if there's anything. Oh, I'll know what I put here because I have my Decorate with Fairy Lights. I'll talk about the new Starlights. Indoor. So I'm saying I bought new Starlights for our windows, perfect indoor and outdoor decor. So, it's just like a little fact about where I'm at in life. A little thing from the month that I enjoyed and stood out to me as something that I've enjoyed plugging in every night and having our Starlights. So it's those types of little joys that I love to document as well. So there you have it, friends. I think I'm going to call it a night there. But if you join us tomorrow, I will have the rest of the page finished by that point, because I just have a few little details really to fill in with some journaling, maybe, one or two more stickers will go on the page. But otherwise, I think you got a good sense of how this page is going to look at the end. Goodness, it is full. There is a lot happening, but it just shows a very full month. And as we said, I did have a very, very full month and a full year. So we'll do a flip through of the pages I haven't yet done a full flip through yet here on my channel in the near future. So you can look out for that. I do have a flip through already for, I think, the first and second quarter, maybe the first, second, and third. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. But there are some flip throughs here already if you want to go back and watch those to get a sense of how I documented this year. But we'll finish up with our final flip through, and tomorrow we will have our launch party. So I will see you all then. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Thank you so much for journaling with me throughout this year. If you have been part of the monthly journaling club since the beginning, I am so grateful for you. I hope that you have a wonderful year now documented in your journals. What a blessing and a gift that is going to be to your future self. And I hope that it has been a joy and a gift to your present self as well. And I just can't wait to continue journaling with you in this way in the new year. So for now, I will say good night, happy new year, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Keep exploring your abiding creativity and document a life abiding in faith, hope, and love.